When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom133.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom133.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom133.com. Go to freedom133.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom133.com.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000 or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-393-5756. 800-393-5756. 800-393-5756. That's 800-393-5756.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. But doctors have recently discovered they are unable to reverse or control serious side effects, such as internal bleeding caused by Xarelto. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Call now if you or a loved one was hospitalized from any form of internal bleeding or stroke after taking Xarelto. You may be entitled to a cash award and substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. There is limited time to file a claim, so call now. Call 800-435-8931. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-435-8931. That's 800-435-8931. Again, 800-435-8931.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-989-1694. 800-989-1694. 800-989-1694. Again, 800-989-1694.
The following letters were written by our troops.
My dear fellow Americans, I truly appreciate your support. I was starting to wonder if people had forgotten about us over here, but then one of my buddies showed me this website, and now as tears are streaming down my face, I can see for sure that you haven't. Private Emily B., U.S. Army.
It's so heartwarming to see the American people not letting the men and women of the armed forces be forgotten. Your letters make a group of grown men, battle-hardened and gruff, act like a bunch of kids around a Christmas tree. Thanks. Staff Sergeant Matthew H., U.S. Army.
Your support may be the most important thing our troops can carry with them. But don't take our word for it. Take theirs. To show your support, visit americasupportsyou.mil. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Defense and the Ad Council.
Zinc Media. Feel the power of knowledge. Welcome once again to Tuesday edition of the Rod Eccles Show. I am, of course, your lovable host, El Rod, coming to you live from my bunkerized home studio somewhere within the great granite state of New Hampshire, where that wonderful state motto is still live free or die. It is not big government or bust. It has not been changed, at least not yet. The number that you can call this Tuesday evening is toll-free, 603-835-3224. Again, that's 603-835-3224. Got a lot to cover today. One of the things that, it is this Donald Trump thing. That's the big story. It really is. I mean, I don't know. Well, I do know, but it's just so hard to fathom how look, Donald Trump basically said that since we cannot completely and thoroughly vet any of these so-called refugees or immigrants coming from Middle Eastern countries, Muslims, that we should have a moratorium on their coming to this country. And it is amazing how many moderates and so-called conservatives, as well as the Democrats, are losing their flippin' minds over this. Now, I don't know if Donald Trump actually has some people out there, testing the waters for some of the stuff that he says, but evidently he thought if he did, somebody told him that this was going to be huge if he said this. So Donald Trump said that. And people have lost their minds. And I'm trying to think for the life of me. We just had Paris, France just had, last month they had a probably their worst terrorist attack since World War II. And we just had a terrorist attack. 14 people, American citizens, died, all at the hands of, Muslim terrorists. And we know for a fact that, that Al-Qaeda and ISIL and other terror groups have said that they were going to try to and infiltrate the refugees and send them along. And we know that in other countries there are people that we've caught people down in guys down in South America trying to get to the United States. In other European nations, they've caught people using fake IDs and passports and stuff like that. So, my question is, when Donald Trump says we basically need to have a moratorium on allowing any more Muslims coming, I don't know why they're having a fit. Any more Muslims, because Muslims are they're the ones that say that they want to kill us. They're the ones that are actually trying very hard to kill us all over the place, not just here in the US of A, but everywhere. So I don't understand what the problem is, because it's not like, you can just pick up the phone. You heard this analogy already probably before. Hey, Syrian Department of Motor Vehicles, yeah, we're trying to vet this person who says they're from Syria. You got a name on this person? What's their history like? You guys got a FBI, your Syrian FBI files on people? No, those things don't exist. So you have to ask, how can you properly vet them to lessen the exposure of the American people from somebody becoming radicalized or somebody who's already radicalized, being allowed to get free roam in this country? They can go anywhere. So his whole notion of let's step back, take a breath, cut off, don't let anybody else in until we can figure this thing out. That's the logical step to take. But no, you got people losing their minds over this because it's racist and it's not constitutional. Well, let me tell you something. It is constitutional. And the Supreme Court and Congress have already gone along with it. It was called World War II internment camps. Well, none of us remember those because we weren't alive then. But, FDR did it. And during World War II, we didn't allow Italians and Germans and Japanese to migrate and immigrate to the United States. I mean, that would have been stupid. So I don't, and at no time during World War I were the Austrian-Hungary Austrians allowed to come into the United States. I mean, it makes no sense. You put a moratorium on that type of immigration and that type of travel. You don't want potential terrorists and criminals coming into your country, because look, we are at war, whether they like it, the Democrats and liberals, whether they like it or not, we are at war. This is DEFCON 5. It has been declared, whether or not we declare it on them, the radical Islamists, ISIS, ISIL, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, all those things, all those groups, they have declared war on the United States of America, the people of the United States, and their Western allies. They've declared war on all of us. So it really doesn't matter. Look, if this were, let me give you just an example, because everybody's trying to compare Donald Trump with Adolf Hitler. Donald doesn't seem to be too upset by it, but I got to tell you, that's just one of the dumbest comparisons I've ever heard. Donald Trump doesn't want to herd anybody into concentration camps. He's not. I don't think he's ever going to make that position or that plea, and he would get destroyed if he tried. But there's nobody that's talking about doing a Hitler type of internment and death camp thing for Muslims. No, absolutely not. But what we are saying is that it makes logical sense to put a hold on things until we can get a handle on it, until we can figure out who's who, where they're coming from, figure out the truth behind all of these immigrants. I mean, since when do you I was going to say...